Attention, please.
And now, it's Cutter's Rockcast.
All right. Ready to talk?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
Excellent. It's a nice Any Given Sin backdrop you got going on over here.
Thank you. Yeah, we're on the tour bus right now, and it's like not clean. So I'm going to need a nice little background to hide it all.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. If I pointed the camera down a little bit, all I get to see is a pile of mess of guitar cases and mics that I haven't gone through this weekend yet, Anyway, thanks for doing this. Vic from Any Given Sin joining us for the Rockcast and for the Cutting Edge Countdown. It's a pleasure to meet you, my man.
Andrew, hey, thank you for having me, brother.
Of course. I was curious about this because, obviously I've been seeing your name come across, in a couple of songs that have cracked through to active rock radio and everything else. But I'm like, the name sounds so familiar to me and I couldn't place it of the band Any Given Sin. So now correct me if I'm wrong. This band existed in a form before you joined the band, right? And then you guys kind of reset?
That's right. Yeah. So there was a singer before me. They actually recorded the EP with John Moyer from Disturbed, produced that EP with them. And then when the singer left, I'd known Mike for a while, the guitar player. And so he hit me up and we did some songs and here we are.
There you go. So you come into a band. So I guess explain this from your perspective then. So you come into a band that already existed and, but you guys kind of start over. So, I mean, to join a band in that situation, like what was going through your mind? What were you thinking? What was the vision, I guess, of Any Given Sin from your perspective when you joined?
Right. So, a couple bands I've replaced a singer in the band. The band already existed, so I came into this situation. I was like, this is number 3. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I am down to be in this group, but I'd like to not do the old stuff, start over with a new vision. I mean, keep the graphics in the name and all the things that we already have in place, all this sort of stuff. But I wanted to, be able to write songs with the guys from the ground up and kind of reimagine the band that fit what I was doing. You know what I mean? Just so it felt like, at least to me, I was starting in my own group again. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Exactly. Well, it's obviously working out.
Thank you.
Because you guys do this, you get the vision created, you got your music, you've written some songs, and you signed to Mascot Records, which I know a few people over there. What a great label, what a great group of people to be with.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're very, very excited about it. So this is our first record with them, so we're excited to see where it goes and where this whole thing leads to.
War Within, obviously the name of the album. Give me a synopsis, man. I think if we're just seeing your name come across, or maybe we just hear Dynamite for the first time on Spotify or on Sirius or even on my show, the Cutting Edge Countdown, give us a synopsis of what the album, what your sound is, because there's some really cool melodies and hard rock stuff going on, but I'll let you explain.
Yeah. So we're all probably came out of more of the kind of rock era where there's a lot of singing and melody and stuff like that, probably like 90s and stuff. That's a lot of my influences, especially. I would say this album, we started writing it together and we're like, a lot of the themes of the songs were like a lot of kind of inner turmoil or going through things but persevering past it, trying to give hope and things like that. I think, music's always been a place that all of us put our, baggage into. And so that kind of ended up the theme of this album, and War Within is kind of your inner war that you're trying to fight, fight your own demons or things like that. So I think this album just kind of went down that path, and we've gotten a lot of, good responses from people when it came to that sort of content. And, I don't know if I won't say we sound dated, but I think we're trying to take a new take on, you know what I mean? Like on, active rock today, just trying to keep some of the old stuff and then also trying to stay relevant to the new stuff today. This was our attempt at that,
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with rehashing the stuff that works,
I agree. I agree personally.
I brought up your melodies because when I'm listening to your music, and I just was again before we sat and talked, and obviously the song Dynamite as an example, because that is the single, so we'll talk more about it. But there's just it sticks in your head, it hits there and it stays. Followed by a killer guitar riff. That's a formula that never doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It's like the suit. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
totally. Tell you wear it in any era. Yeah, I'm with you.
So you're talking about War Within being sort of that battle from within. Um, Being that this record, when it came out, how much of this was written before the pandemic? And the only reason I ask this is because that seems to be such a common theme that definitely, I think it's something we've all dealt with. There's no question, but that really, really has come to the forefront since we all got stuck at home for 2 years.
Yeah, I honestly I think 3 songs were written, maybe 4. Yeah, I'll say 4 of them were written before the pandemic.
Okay.
One was written right at the pandemic, and then the rest of them kind of came as things were opening up. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of isolation in there. A lot of missing things. Am I good enough? Because you're in your head a lot when you're just sitting at home doing nothing or something. So I think there's a lot of that came out of the pandemic. A lot of good writing material, probably, to say the least. But
Hey,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
depression and anxiety, the gift that keeps on giving for an artist.
it really is, right? So unfortunate, but it's so true.
It is. We had some tragedy. We can make a song
Right,
on that and write a book on that.
right.
What about specifically the song Dynamite? What are we feeling with this one? Like, what's the song
Yeah,
message?
yeah. So when I was writing the lyrics, like that was the time where I was feeling really like, all right, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know what's going on. It's things like that, and you feel like you've failed at a lot of things or something like that. And it was just like I need that push to keep going, kind of thing. And I think that was for me where the song was. But when it came out originally, we had so many people saying, "Man, this got me through cancer," or "This got me through this or that." That just really felt like there was a real, kind of an anthem song, like a self anthem. Like, I'm going to get through it. We're going to move forward. I need this, and in my life to help push me through it. So I think that's where it really went for a lot of people, and it's kind of where it was for me when I was writing it. But I think it was a lot more personal. The lyrics were at that time.
Gotcha. Well, again, the song's doing well, so congratulations, man. It's
Thank you.
well deserved. Talking about songwriting and all that, it's a well written song, a good song is going to shine through no matter what. And this one is definitely doing it. Given the proper resources, I guess you could say. Touring. You guys are out with Saliva and Drowning. You're out with friends. This is the cool. When this possibility to have a conversation with you came across my desk, I'm like, oh yeah, these guys are touring with literally friends of mine. I have to talk to them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As far as Adelita's Way and Saliva and Drowning Pool. Listen, those guys have written music we've grown up on, but what's it like to be out on that road? I've seen some videos. You guys look like you're handling it well. There's no question.
Oh yeah, we're having a great time, man. It's been a great tour. Everybody's so awesome. Especially Adelita's Way, Drowning Pool, so the whole camp. We're making friends with everybody. Everybody's really nice, really welcoming. So it's been a great tour. These are great dudes.
And on this today, when we're having this conversation earlier in the week, it is Bobby Amaru's birthday today.
Yes, it is. It is.
All that earlier today. So happy birthday,
I believe the
Bobby.
big 4-0. Yeah.
I want to talk about the age.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. We'll edit that out later.
I do love what they did with their logo and having Wayne.
It's awesome.
Do it. What a great, what a cool tribute to a guy who deserves all the accolades he could possibly get.
I agree, 100%.
So what? Give me some influences, man. I'm just curious because we talked about the kind of retro style as far as the music you have goes. What is like? What were you guys listening to? Going that's what fires me up. That's what I want to do.
Well, I've always been like a huge Chris Cornell fan. I try to look like him, too. At least outshine days.
Nobody is as pretty as Chris Cornell in the heyday, man.
That's true, though. That's true. I don't pull it off. It's a bad parody. But So yeah, Chris Cornell's definitely was a big influence vocally for me. I love like Miles Kennedy, Alter Bridge stuff. I love that. An awesome guitar rock with his awesome vocals. Are always something I'm looking at. That's just me personally. The other guys, they have a lot of different influences coming in from the 80s stuff to, other 90s stuff. Yeah, they were more metalheads than I was probably. I was probably more of just hard rock or, the grunge era kind of stuff,
Well, I'll
personally.
tell you
Alice
what,
in
man.
Chains.
I feel like you see that a lot. Like the guitar player, the drummer, they're the metal guys. The bass
Right.
player listens to weird fusion jazz, and like the lead singer's a little bit more, Chris Cornell or the
Yeah.
more introspective stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Seems to be a good.
It's a trope. I'm just part of the trope, man.
Those are good influences to have, man. There's no question about it.
I agree.
We were definitely listening to a lot of the same things, I think. What's next for you guys? I mean, what's the future looking like for Any Given Sin? Next single, new tour, like all that stuff.
Yeah, we're definitely looking to get to the UK and Europe next year. We don't have that completely lined up yet, but that's a definite thing we're after. Going to start writing probably the second album come next year. I don't know when that will be out. Hopefully we're going to have another single out next year as well.
Wow,
so we're going to hook that up. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying.
Oh yeah,
agreeing with you.
So we're looking at definitely another a couple US tour, maybe some support tours next year. Getting all those lined up, and we have a local show coming up in December. We're from Maryland, Virginia area, so we're going to do one near there. We hadn't done one for a while, so we hooked that up right near Christmas and get to see some old friends and whatnot.
You guys did a Christmas song, didn't you?
We did one. Yeah. So yeah, it's a funny story. So the label was telling us, like, hey, we're doing this Christmas album for the label. You should do a Christmas song. And I said, bah humbug, and threw my phone out the window. But then I go, as you do, right? I was like, I don't want to do this, metal jingle bells. Like, let's write one. So we wrote one, and I was like, let's make this as Kevin McAllister 90s corny as we possibly can and put it out and hope the Hallmark Channel takes it, for the rest of our lives. And so that's what we did. So it is out there. You can do it on Spotify and all the things.
Oh, that's all. This conversation will be coming back for the Christmas special now.
Right. Yeah. Let's do it.
There's enough of them out there. It never ceases to amaze me when a good rock band puts out a. I mean, if Bad Religion can put out a whole Christmas album, I feel like anybody can do it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down, man. Exactly. We gave it a college try, so it's there. It's got saxophone. It's got piano. It sounds awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You said, hopefully you release another single for More Within. Okay, let me do this. Let me see if I got this. Another Life was a single, right?
Right. Almost the whole album was.
Like you're on Dynamite. Insidious was. I got to look at the track listing. Way I Say Goodbye. Yeah. So what else? Like, what's another song from this album that you'd be like, it'd really be cool if this had a chance?
There was a couple on there we were looking at. Like, I really like to see Cold Bones go to radio a little farther. That's a really special song to me personally. I'd like to see how far it could go, if it could. That's one. We put it softly out, like right as the album was coming out, but it never got like a full push. So
why that song?
So I was in the military for many years, and that song was kind of thank you. It was kind of an ode to, people we lost over there, people we've lost to vet suicide since then. But it's a song about, loss and kind of honoring the people who, you shared life with.
I just did a thing for Operation Song. Do you know what that is?
I'm not familiar, no.
Okay, so Operation Song, do you know who Scott Stapp is?
Yes.
Scott's an old friend, and he had gotten a hold of me to do this thing with Operation Song. We did it in my hometown in Green Bay, and we got a bunch of Nashville songwriters together with veterans and wrote songs based on their stories and then performed them live in front of an audience with the veteran sitting right next to the songwriter. And these are guys that have written, #1 country hits and stuff. And then Scott had written one as well. So he did a set, and it was an amazing experience. But songs that, doing veteran causes is always something that's been very close to my heart for personal reasons. But it was really cool, to see the power of music put together with those sometimes horrific stories. And tragedy and PTSD and everything that goes involved with it. It's a really cool thing. If you don't look them up, Operation Song, I'll let you go from there. This isn't an Operation Song.
Absolutely.
It's an Any Given Sin interview, but
that's awesome.
So those songs always mean something to me. So that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I think music's here for. It's, make us feel like we're not alone. You have other people showing, what they've been through, and you kind of just come together, over tragedy even, I think it's beautiful.
Well, this is what I love about it. And when it comes to songwriting, it doesn't matter. We're obviously playing rock and roll music, but it doesn't matter what genre it is. It's just like, does it invoke some sort of feeling? Does it invoke some sort of thought of positivity or, whatever? That to me is the make of a good song. If it can hit you in the soul, then absolutely. And I'll tell you what, man, listening to War Within, there's a few songs that do that. And now I'm going to re-listen to Cold Bones.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Because of that, we'll play that on the show too. So there you go. Maybe it'll kickstart it for you.
I like it. Thank you.
Well, let's focus on Dynamite, man. I want to see that song get top 20 for you. You haven't had one of those yet.
And we have not. We got a little close. We were like 25 or something. But I would love that too. Yeah, let's make that happen.
Hell yeah. And as your record label are listening back to this going, oh, thanks, Cutter. Yeah, we need that. It's a pleasure to meet you, man. And I wish you guys nothing but the best and good luck with everything. Hopefully the record continues to flow and the tours, continue to kick ass and sell tickets. And this one has been for sure.
It has. It's been awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for having us on, man.
Cutter's Rockcast.
Don't forget to tune in.
Exactly.